So with this here, it says simplify, and it says state then whether your answer is rational or irrational. Okay, so it looks quite complicated, but what I would do is I would break each step down, and you find that it's actually quite straightforward. Okay, so don't try and do all this in one go. Okay, that's the key to it. If you try and do it all in one step, right, possible, but it gets kind of messy, right? So break it down. Let's look at this here to start with. Let's look at this first sort of third sort of term here. Now it's asking us to square it, all right? And it's got a bracket around it, which means we've got to square the bracket. And that just means times the bracket by itself, okay? So you could have this, yeah? That's what it means, times the bracket by itself, okay? Now, you know, because there's just one term in each bracket, right? You don't really need the brackets there, so we could write this as 5 root 3 times 5 root 3, right? That's what we're doing, yeah? That's what we mean by squaring that. And when you work this out, okay, it's important, times the sort of big numbers first, the ones that haven't got a root over them. 5 times 5 is 25. And then root 3 times root 3, it's just 3, isn't it? When you times the root by itself, it's the number in there. So you times, and you times them, right? So you're timesing everything. So you get 25 times 3 is 75. Okay? So that's the first bit done. Now let's do the second bit here. Now don't worry about the minus, right? We'll deal with the minus when we put it all together. Okay, it's not an issue. We've got this. Now remember here, we can use the rules of thirds. When we've got dividing, okay, when we're dividing thirds, we can actually write it under one third, under one square root, and divide them inside the square root. Okay, so they go together, just like when multiplying goes together. These go together when dividing as well. So you get one square root. And then what's good about this is 18 divided by 2 is 9. So you've got root 9. And square root of 9 is 3. So you times them, you get 6. Okay? And then last but not least, the bottom part. Okay? And then you've got the fact that you go multiplying. And just like when we divide, we put them together. As I said, when multiplying, you put them together. And root 32 times 2 is root 64. And root 64 is 8. Okay? So last step now, we've done all these different steps, put them all together now. So that term was 75. And then remember, then this is take away this here, which is 6, all over then, what have we got here, all over 8. Okay, 75 take away 6 is 69, and divide by 8, right? So I would break this down then, because it's a top heavy fraction. 8 goes into 69 8 times, okay? That gives me 64, so there's 5 left over 8. We can leave our answer there as a mixed number.